this video, I'm going to show you how to find the proper information for your source. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your website or your article that you found, and the first thing you need to look for is the title or the author. So the title and the author. So if you are citing a page on a website, you always need the author, their first and last name, the title of the page, the website title, the publisher, the URL, and the day you accessed it. This is the same for an article in a news magazine, but make sure you include the year published or last updated. So we're going to look for that information. When you're looking for the title, it is always up here. So the title of this article would be "Giraffes may be as socially complex as chimps and elephants." So that would be the title of your article. Now let's see if we can find an author. Authors are typically found either at the beginning, so it would be under their title, sometimes off to the side, and sometimes on the end. In this case, it's after the first photo. So our author would be Cara Giamo. But sometimes you can find the author at the bottom. So if you don't find the author at the top, keep looking, don't give up. If there's no author listed, then there's no author. A lot of websites you visit, like history.com or a website like the CDC, they won't have an author because it's their staff that updates it. So if there's no author, that's fine, especially on a page on a website. But for an article, there'll always be an author. So don't give up and keep looking. The next thing you want to look for is the name of the website. So this would be the name of the online magazine or website itself. So in this case, the New York Times. If we're looking at another website, for example, not Wikipedia, if we were to go to another website, such as history.com, we would see there is no author, just information, because it's the history.com staff writer. So we would look and look, but there's no author, and that's okay. So we're still going. We're at the end. They have their sources cited, which is awesome. That's how we know we can count this as credible. But there's no author, except for it does tell you down here they're staff editors, but you don't need it. So after you find your author, title, website name, next we need to find the publisher. So the publisher is always at the bottom. So you want to scroll all the way to the bottom of your page, and you have down here a little copyright date, and it says the New York Times Company. So that would be our publisher. Publisher is always at the bottom. Sometimes the publisher is the same as the website, and that's okay. Sometimes there is no publisher. Like if you look, I think like the CDC, things like that, they might not always have a publisher, but that's because we can assume they're the ones publishing it, so we would leave it out. But you always want to look. Now there is a date here for their copyright. If you're citing a page on a website, you can use it, but if it's an article, you want to go back up to the top because you need the date that it was published or last updated. So this article has two dates, its published date and its updated date. You want to use the updated date because it's the most recent. Okay, so it would be August 8th, 2021. You always usually find the published or updated date at the top, sometimes at the bottom. Really depends on where they put the author. They're usually next to each other, so you gotta do a little looking. And finally, you need the URL. So the URL is up in this box. Now, do not just write or copy and paste what you see in this little window, because if someone just goes to NewYorkTimes.com, they will not immediately come to the specific article. So you need to go into this box, click, and copy this entire URL into your citation. And finally, the day you accessed it is the day you looked at the article. If you use a citation generator, just remember you need to add that in. So that is how you find what you need on a website to do your citations.